What's up guys? So in this class I just want to teach you about the JavaScript. Basically I just want to remind you that what much we've learned about the JavaScript in the whole section. We just started from the introduction to the JavaScript, which means the introductory class of the JavaScript. We will just talk about what it is and how JavaScript works and what are the benefits of the JavaScript and why to use JavaScript. Then we just created a sample file. Then we just learned about adding the comments, how we can add the comments, or what is the mean of the adding comments. We just can simply add the comments by adding some specific signs like the double backslashes or a backslash and a asterisk sign. What the comment can do, comment can secure us to ignore any message without deleting, basically to hiding any code. In the same way, we just made an external JavaScript file. Then we just talk about the variables and the data types. What are the variables? I just want to show you some short summary. The variables are basically a data which is actually variable. Pretty simple to understand. Then the data types, exactly, it has a lot more types. The JavaScript has a lot more types, like the integers, the strings, and the boolean, and the variable. Variable has its own types, by the way. In the same way, we just talk about the concatenation, the HTML inside the JavaScript, JavaScript inside the HTML, the arithmetic operator, the comparison operator, conditional operators, and the if-else condition. Means we are just talking about making the JavaScript decision able. Means the computer will be able to take decisions by using the JavaScript on a browser. So then we just talk about the if and else, the nested if and else, then switch statements, which is actually like the condition. It just decide any decision based on the variable and its value. You can see on the course as well. By the way, the for looping means we can loop anything as much as we want. For example, you just have a single sentence, you just want to print the sentence multiple times, for example 10 times, 200 times, 100 times, whatever you want. Or you just want to get the values according to a dynamic time, dynamic times, just like the as the user put it. So you can use the looping. And then we just learn to make the functions. As you can see that this in this lecture, we're just making the functions, which is really important to learn in a JavaScript. The functions are basically the script within a script. In the functions, we actually create the functions, which are basically the scripts within a script. This is a specialty of the function, that if you just put anything in a function, it won't show until you just call the function. Means you just create it in script and you just don't call that, so it won't work until you just call that. So in the same way, we have the local and global variables. They are related to the functions. Mean the local variables are only able to call inside the function, and the global variables can be called outside of the function also. Then events. The events are really important elements. Means whenever you just want to launch any function or any JavaScript element, just like on click, on double click, on mouse hover, or the keyboard pressing, or etc. Then we just talk about these string functions. You can see what are these string functions. These string functions are basically the elements, or you can say the pre-built function of the JavaScript, which actually already saves in a browser, and browser can easily understand them if you just call them. Instead of creating the whole function, there are some functions which are pre-created called the string functions. By the way, the arrays and the arrays function, then the objects. The object is what is the object? The objects are basically just like the array, and in this object we will be talking about the complete object with the object initializer, the object construction method, and etc. So guys, this is the JavaScript we just talk about. But what it is and why we're just learning, when we're just learning the library of the JavaScript. Exactly, if you just listen the complete class of the first one, the introductory class, then you can understand that JavaScript has a lot more libraries, just like the jQuery. We will be talking about the jQuery in the course later on in the next section. So why we're learning the JavaScript when we have the jQuery? The JavaScript is just for the foundation, or you can say the basics of the programming. Okay, this is the first one programming language in this course. So any JavaScript, we're just talking about the basics of the programming, just like the looping, just like the if and else. You just can't see the if and else or the looping in the jQuery. This is really important thing to know. But sometimes we just need to call them, so there is no scope to learn, because these are actually the part of these special JavaScript So you should learn the JavaScript first, then you can go on to the next one. So jQuery is the library of the JavaScript, which we will talking about in the next section. So guys, stay tuned and goodbye.